Allow this story to be a calm presence as you drift to sleep. Azalea and the Loving Guardian Angel Puppy, a tale of new beginnings. This story is about Azalea, a lonely girl whose life changes beautifully with the help of her loving guardian angel, Puppy. Once upon a time, in a picturesque village surrounded by lush meadows and glittering streams, lived a young girl named Azalea. Azalea had eyes as bright as stars and a heart full of dreams. Yet, she often felt lonely since her parents had to toil day and night to make ends meet. One breezy autumn evening, as the sky painted itself in hues of oranges and purples, Azalea sat by her window, her mind wandering. She sighed, "I wish I had someone to share my dreams with." Little did she know, there was someone who had been watching over her all along. Up in the celestial realms, nestled among clouds as soft as cotton, lived a loving guardian angel named Puppy. Puppy had sparkling wings and a smile that could light up the darkest of nights. She had been assigned to Azalea since the day she was born, and Puppy had grown fond of the little girl. That very night, witnessing Azalea's silent wish, Puppy decided it was time to reveal herself. In the depths of the night, as the moon generously sprinkled silver dust over the village, Azalea felt a warm glow envelop her room. Startled, she looked around and saw Puppy floating gracefully with her radiant wings. "Who are you?" Azalea asked with wide-eyed wonder. "I am Puppy, and your guardian angel," Puppy said softly. "I am here to help you and to be your friend." From that night onward, Puppy and Azalea shared countless moments of joy and laughter. Puppy's presence filled the void in Azalea's heart. They flew over fields of blooming wildflowers, dived into crystal-clear streams, and danced under the moonlight. With Puppy by her side, Azalea no longer felt lonely. But one day, as the first blush of spring adorned the land, Puppy noticed a shadow of worry in Azalea's eyes. "What troubles you, dear Azalea?" Puppy inquired. Azalea hesitated. Puppy always wanted to learn to paint. "My parents can't afford lessons, and I don't want to burden them further." Puppy's eyes sparkled with an idea. She whispered, "Let us not lose hope. Follow me to the enchanted grove." In the heart of the enchanted grove stood the magical blooming tree. It was said that those who made honest wishes under its ancient branches would see them come true. Puppy guided Azalea to the tree. "Make your wish from the depths of your heart," Puppy encouraged. Azalea stood before the blooming tree, her heart pounding with anticipation. "I wish to learn to paint," she declared with unwavering faith. To Azalea's astonishment, a scroll and a brush appeared at the base of the tree. Along with them, a voice as gentle as the breeze whispered, "May this gift nurture your dreams." With her newfound tools and Puppy's unwavering support, Azalea practiced tirelessly. Her talent blossomed like a garden in full bloom. As time passed, her paintings began to captivate the hearts of the villagers, who marveled at her gift. Eventually, Azalea's art brought enough recognition and prosperity to her family, allowing her parents to work less and spend more joyous moments together. As the seasons changed, Azalea never forgot to thank Puppy for the miracle and the companionship that had changed her life. Azalea's life became a beautiful tapestry of new beginnings, all because of a loving guardian angel named Puppy, whose radiant presence turned dreams into reality. And every night, as Azalea drifted off to sleep, she knew she was never alone, for Puppy would always be there to guide her. And so, in the serene village surrounded by meadows and streams, happiness flourished. Azalea's heart was forever full, and her dreams continued to soar high in the skies, like the gentle wings of her guardian angel. Now, let's wander into a new tale. Clover and Lobelia, a tale of understanding. This story is about a human girl and a gnome who, through understanding and friendship, helped their community overcome a great disaster. In a serene, verdant valley nestled between rolling hills, a human girl named Clover lived in harmony with nature. Her home was a quaint cottage with walls covered in ivy and a garden blooming with flowers. Every morning, Clover would tend to her garden, talking softly to her plants as if they could hear her. She believed that each flower had a soul and a story to tell. One sunny afternoon, Clover discovered tiny footprints leading from the edge of her garden into the thick woods nearby. Curious, she followed the trail deeper into the forest until she stumbled upon a small, hidden glade. There, she met a little gnome named Lobelia, who was busy gathering herbs. Lobelia was no ordinary gnome. Had a wise, ancient look in her eyes and a warm smile that radiated kindness. Despite her initial surprise, Clover felt a strange sense of familiarity and comfort in Lobelia's presence. The two began to talk, sharing stories about their lives and the things they loved. As the days turned into weeks, Clover and Lobelia became inseparable friends. They spent hours exploring the forest, learning about the various plants and creatures that inhabited their magical realm. They discovered that although they were quite different, Clover being a human and Lobelia a gnome, their hearts beat with the same rhythm of kindness and curiosity. One day, a fierce storm struck the valley, causing floods and landslides that threatened the very fabric of their home. The once beautiful valley was now unrecognizable, and fear gripped the hearts of its inhabitants. In this time of crisis, Clover and Lobelia decided to bring the community together to rebuild what they had lost. With Clover's knowledge of the land and Lobelia's ancient wisdom, they rallied the villagers, both human and magical creatures alike. Through their combined efforts, they managed to restore the valley to its former glory. In the process, they found that understanding and cooperation could overcome any adversity. As the last flower was planted, and the final stone set in place, Clover and Lobelia stood hand in hand, gazing over the revitalized valley. They realized that their friendship had not only saved their home, but had also woven a tapestry of unity and love that would endure for generations. And so in the heart of the serene, verdant valley, Clover and Lobelia continued to live in harmony, cherishing the deep understanding that had blossomed between them. The new story begins to guide you closer to sleep. The Seasons of Sedge and Poppy. This story is about a boy named Sedge and his hamster Poppy, exploring and enjoying the beauty of each season together. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and flowering meadows, lived a kind-hearted young boy named Sedge and his faithful hamster companion, Poppy. They were inseparable, roaming the fields and exploring the beauty of the ever-changing seasons together. Spring arrived in a burst of colors, bringing with it a promise of new beginnings. The hills were painted with patches of wildflowers, blooming in hues of orange, pink, and yellow. Sedge and Poppy would venture out every morning to gather flowers, each bloom reflecting the sunshine of their spirits. They created crowns of daisies, chased after fluttering butterflies, and basked in the gentle warmth of the spring sun. It was a time of rebirth and joy, with nature putting on its finest display. As spring gave way to summer, the days grew longer and warmer. The village was filled with the scent of ripe fruits and the sound of children's laughter. Sedge and Poppy loved this season the most. They would spend their days by the little brook that ran near their home, Poppy splashing in the shallow waters, while Sedge read stories under the shade of a big oak tree. The evenings were reserved for stargazing. They would lie on the soft grass, watching fireflies dance under the twilight sky, sharing their dreams and wishes for the future. Autumn arrived with a symphony of reds, oranges, and golds. The air turned crisp, and the leaves on the trees transformed into a kaleidoscope of colors. Sedge and Puppy enjoyed the cooler weather, often taking long walks through the forest, the path carpeted with fallen leaves. They collected acorns and chestnuts, and Sedge created a tiny, snug home for Puppy with the materials they gathered. Evenings were spent by the fireplace, where they would sip on warm apple cider and listen to the wind's gentle whispers. Winter wrapped the village in a blanket of snow. The world turned silent and peaceful. Sedge and Puppy's adventures turned indoors, where they built forts out of blankets and played make-believe. On days when the snow wasn't too heavy, they ventured outside to build snowmen and have snowball fights. Puppy, bundled up in a tiny scarf knitted by Sedge, loved to burrow into the soft snow, emerging with a dusting of white on her whiskers. The nights were cozy, filled with stories of far-off lands and dreams of the seasons to come. And so the cycle of seasons continued, each bringing its own magic and charm. Sedge and Puppy grew together, their bond deepening with each passing day. Through the wonder of spring, the joy of summer, the beauty of autumn, and the peace of winter, Sedge and Puppy found happiness in the simple moments they share. Their story was a reminder that no matter the season, love and friendship make every day extraordinary. Here, I'll use another gentle tale to bring you comfort. A Garden of Tenderness. This story is about the friendship between Camellia, a tender-hearted girl, and Frisia, a gentle beast, and how their bond based on kindness brings peace to their village. In a quaint village, nestled between emerald hills and cascading brooks, lived a young girl named Camellia. She was known throughout the village not only for her namesake beauty, but also for her tender heart. Her parents had named her after the camellia flower, symbolizing the love they wished to bestow upon her. At Chivalrous in the orchard, not far from Camellia's cottage, deep within the whispering woods, resided a gentle beast named Frisia. Despite being half a giant and half a beast, Frisia was renowned for his tenderness and caring nature, much like the fragrant flower he was named after. The villagers had once feared him, but their hearts changed when they saw his kind acts that set home acting as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. Camellia wandered to the edge of the woods. A sense of stirring curiosity brought her there. She had heard tales of Frisia, but had never met him, and life suddenly, she came upon Frisia. He was tending to a wounded deer, his large hands moving with the utmost gentleness. Camellia watched in awed silence until Frisia noticed her. Their eyes met, and instead of fear, Camellia felt an overwhelming sense of peace. Frisia said softly, his voice as comforting as a lullaby. I'm Frisia. Won't be afraid, I am not afraid, Camellia replied, stepping closer. I am Camellia. I have heard about you, and your kindness. By their hand, a beautiful friendship blossomed between the young girl and the gentle beast. Every day, Camellia would visit Frisia, and they would walk through the woods together. Frisia taught Camellia the secret language of the forest, how to hear the whispers of the trees and understand the songs of the birds, and were out on one particularly chilly day, Camellia found Frisia building a shelter for a family of rabbits. As she helped him, she slipped and hurt her hand. Frisia's eyes filled with worry as he bandaged her wound with tender care. I feel Frisia, Camellia said, touched by his gentleness. You are like a gentle giant, always caring for others. Ibrabo memory ambrit memories. Tenderness is the most powerful strength, Frisia replied. It binds us together. Even though we are different, I brought to my blood the seasons changed, and their bond grew stronger. The village's fear of Frisia melted away as they saw the friendship between him and Camellia. By the time spring arrived, Frisia was no longer just a creature of the woods but a cherished member of the community. Isami, wrapped by Stevlar sunny afternoon, Camellia and Frisia planted a garden together at the edge of the village. They chose flowers that symbolize love, friendship, and tenderness. The garden became a place of peace and beauty. Visited by all, Umbersadar Sage. This garden is our gift to the village, Camellia said. A reminder that kindness and tenderness can bridge any divide. You were moving as the flowers bloomed and spread their fragrance. So would the message of Frisia and Camellia's friendship. It was a testament to the power of tenderness, a lesson for everyone who visited the garden. In so pretty and so, under the watchful gaze of the stars, Camellia and Frisia would often walk through their garden. They whispered the tales of their adventures and the tenderness that wove their hearts together, blooming eternally in the garden of life. Good night, and let tonight's story bring you comfort.